was
No, it feels perfect.
74 when we came in here.
Was it? Thank you for getting the air on.
I told her.
That's all. Hi, Jen, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Staying healthy.
Trying to.
I am.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Moore.
Nice.
You should have a seat at the big table.
No, I'm good right here for now.
Might just switch to 6:29.
If it wasn't for winter, you couldn't appreciate days like this. I got an employee who moved from Florida, and she said, you know, in Florida, this is cold. She said, I really like this because you just went through the winter. So I said, you're right. When you go through seasons, you appreciate the change. Yeah, it's a lot nicer.
I got 6:29 on my
Everybody's ready. Oh, I know. Very. Very good.
I should have practiced. This meeting of the March 12th Glendon Township Board of Trustees is called to order. Welcome. Let's stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming. Can we have the roll call? Heigl, present. Shidaberry, present. Siamaco.
Present.
Okay. Pat, we're ready for public comment.
Thank you. We do public comment every meeting for 30 minutes with a 3-minute limit, and people sign in ahead of time, and tonight there is no one signed in. So we'll go on to trustee comments if you like.
Okay, trustee comments. Ladies, who would like to go first? I can. Okay. Trustee Heigl.
So what the Westerville Road corridor, the business district, where Aldi's is in that area, it was once a 2-lane road with multiple pothole repairs, no landscaping, and desperately needed attention. Today, the road has been widened by ODOT. It includes sidewalks, lighting, stunning landscapes, and so much more. This is only some of what our JEDZ improvement study brought to us. So I'm referring to that, Westerville Road, as Phase 1, which will provide you a visual about what I'm about to present. And hopefully our live stream people, this will, I know that you all know. So Phase 2 plans. As a sitting member of the Joint Economic Development Zone Board, the JEDZ, I am excited to share that we are ready to move to Glendon's JEDZ Phase 2 upgrades. The JEDZ board has partnered with Kleinfelter Inc. They are a top engineering, architectural, and planning firm to guide our Sunbury Road and Executive Parkway planning study. Their expertise will help propose the best redevelopment strategies for those corridors, considering community input and maximizing redevelopment potential. Residents will soon receive updates and meeting invitations for this exciting project. If you have not signed up for our email notifications, now would be a great time to do that, and you can do that on our website at glendonpwp.org. So our land planning vision, your trustees prioritize quality land planning that balance market demand with natural and built environments. The goal is to create plans that connect with the community. This approach will increase property value and allow flexibility to adapt to future trends example, the Intel development. Kleinfelder will help us determine the most beneficial uses for properties along the Sunbury Road and Executive Parkway, considering factors like demographics, economics, retail trends, and residents' needs. The timeline, March, so this is happening right now. There's a discovery and visioning phase. The Kleinfelder representatives and the JEDC board are working on that. April, May is plan development. June, July is public review and JEDC board final adoption. So again, you will be notified by mail possibly, by email, by surveys. I'm not sure what all they're going to do, but we do hope to see you at upcoming public meetings. That's it.
Thank you.
Good work on that. I can't wait to see
Thank you.
it.
I'm super excited. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Trustee Siemako?
Yep, I want to let the Parks Advisory Committee know that I'm still researching the many items brought before the board at the last meeting. I realize this committee spent a great deal of time preparing it, so I feel it only fair that I thoroughly and completely research and analyze each item prior to voting for them. Also, I wanted to make sure everyone knew that until we get our zoning codes finalized in regards to native, natural, and biodiverse gardening, I do not feel I can vote on some of the items presented. We need to make sure that anything we agree to complies with our updated zoning codes. I understand Adam was in the process of running revised drafts past our attorney and the Ohio Department of Natural Resources to get their comments. This will now be inherited by Eric Moore. Adam and I had numerous discussions with many states, cities, townships, and villages who had previously enacted these codes to find out what issues they had, changes they made or wish they had made along the way so that we can create an updated and comprehensive plan for our community. I'm hopeful this new code will be completed sometime in the very near future, so please bear with us, and I'm going to continue to work with you, Eric, just as I did Adam, so questions or meetings, just let me know. And that's all I have.
Okay, and I only have one thing. There's a couple of items, but it's all one thing. If you've followed the township meetings, you'll remember that in December, I announced that we had been accepted as an America 250 community, and we have now received our official certificate for it. And I actually just today in the mail received our official branding that has our name of our township on it. And we received our official flag that I would like to show very quickly.
Do you need that?
Oh, yeah, we can hold it up. No, it's upside
Other way.
down. Okay. You want to stand up? Stand up. So here's our official flag that will be added to the flagpole at the complex, that we are now an official America 250 community. So
That's nice.
Yeah, thanks for submitting that for us.
you'll be hearing about more activities when the semi-quincentennial gets a little closer. So that's all of the trustee comments. Ms. Burry, we're ready for a fiscal officer report.
Has everybody had a chance to review the meeting minutes from 2/26/25 and the special meeting minutes from 2/21/25?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a motion to approve them.
I'll move to approve the meetings for, let's do one at a time. I will move to approve the meeting minutes from the special meeting on February 21st, 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. Call for the vote.
Michael?
Yes.
Shittaberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
And I will also move to approve the trustee meeting minutes from the regular meeting on February 26th, 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, call for the vote.
Michael?
Yes.
Shittaberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
And then have you had a chance to review the purchase orders?
Yes.
May I have a motion to approve the purchase orders?
I'll move to approve the purchase orders as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, call for the vote.
Michael? Yes. Shittaberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
And then have you had a chance to review the bills?
Yes.
I'll second. I'll Move to pay the bills.
Okay, then I'll second. Okay, Delina moved, I seconded.
Moving too fast for you.
Any discussion? Okay, call for the vote.
Heigl? Yes. Shittaberry?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes.
We are gonna table the 2025, January 2025 bank reconciliation. Should be presented next meeting.
Okay. Is that everything this night? Okay, let's move on to Administration and Human Resources. The Myers.
Thank you. I have a few things tonight. First, I would ask you to pass Resolution 2025-10, which are supplemental appropriations. They can be done as one resolution. They are done as one resolution. We're going to move money from the general fund to an account 1,393.60 in the amount of $20,000 for painting the addresses of 2,211 curbs in Linden Township as promised by the trustees last year. And secondly, we are going to, from the general fund to account 1,610,490, appropriate $500 for senior center petty cash fund. Policy you'll be voting on as well, and that's just for, we need a gallon of milk, we need a loaf of bread. We run out and do it as opposed to using a credit card for the small transactions. And the policy has tracking in place, how we fund it and so forth. You guys have all seen that. So I need those two appropriations if possible.
Did you say 1649?
1,610,490.
I'm looking at 500.
$500 into account 1,610.
Oh, got it. Okay. Thought you were trying to allocate $1,640.
No, we don't need- there's not that many gallons of
I
milk.
didn't see that here.
So just to clarify, are both of those appropriations in the one resolution?
Yes.
Okay. I will move to adopt Resolution 2025-10, the supplemental appropriations. Okay. Do I need to read it? Okay, I'll just say as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Call for vote?
Heigl? Yes. Shittaberry?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes.
Thank you. Next, I ask for approval of a purchase order to Robert Myers, not to exceed $20,000 for the paving of 2,211 curb addresses. Prior to making this resolution, I'll make it very clear to the public, as well as the board and Joanne and everybody here, I do not have a relative named Myers, not a second cousin, third cousin, brother, anything. So Robert Myers is no relation to Pat Myers. So I would ask to go ahead and get a purchase order for that so we can start that work in the spring.
Well, I'll move to approve the purchase order to Robert Myers not to exceed $20,000 for the painting of 2,211 curb addresses.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Heigl?
Yes.
Shittaberry?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes.
That's both sides of Sunbury Road. For those folks that live on the other side, if you have curbs, they will be painted. So you know. Next, I ask for approval of the petty cash policy I had provided for your review that Val created. I think Joanne's seen it as well. It's a pretty straightforward policy. I'd like to put that in place going forward.
I'll move to approve the senior center petty cash policy as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion? I just have a comment. I thought it was very well written, so I don't know who all came up with the verbiage for that between those of you that worked on it, but I thought it was well written, so thank you for that. Call for the vote?
Heigl? Yes. Shittaberry?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes. Thank you. Next, every year, the ODOT sends us a certification of our our highway miles. This year, it is 24.891 miles, and it's the same as last year. But we do have to accept that, so Resolution 2025-11 would be to accept that.
Okay. I'll move to approve Resolution 2025-11, the annual township highway mileage certification from ODOT, which is 24.891 miles for 2025.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, call for the vote?
Heigl? Yes. Shittaberry?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes.
Thank you. Next up, I'd like you to accept a grant. We received, the Columbus Foundation sent us a grant. It's an anonymous grant. The Columbus Foundation is just the provider, the broker, so to speak, of the fund. It's an anonymous grant, but it is always, every year we get it, it is just for the senior center. So it's $6,196.80. We have received that check, so I ask for you to accept that.
So moved.
A second. discussion?
I'd like to thank the donor, whoever that anonymous donor is.
Yes. Okay, call for the vote?
Heigl? Yes. Chineberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
While I'm on the grant subject, this is just an informational piece for you before I go on. Val and I completed the transportation grant for the Office of Aging, and we did receive the letter saying it was accepted. We changed some of the numbers this year. Last year, we got about $12,000 based on the number of people, the number of trips. This year, we made sure we looked at it a little closer and made sure we had the right numbers. We had the right numbers, but there's some additions, and we want to make sure we just didn't copy and paste. So we got it over to them, and they did grant us $16,500. So we'll be receiving that. It says here the contracts will be sent out for my signature in the next week. So I'll bring that for your acceptance, but I at least wanted you to let you know that we got that in, it got approved, and the money will come. And it's great for the senior center. All right, on to some bad news, then we'll get some good news. So 2 weeks ago, Adam Sears came to me and has taken another position with Franklin County. We wish him well. I think that Adam Sears came in here with very little knowledge of zoning, and the zoning department and BZA whole area was kind of in flux, and I think he really took control, and he learned a lot. So he became very valuable to us, and apparently valuable to some other people too. So we wish him well, but I do ask that you accept his resignation today, Friday the 14th.
So moved. I'll second. Any discussion?
We'll miss him,
I was just gonna say, I'm sad to see him go.
but we've got Eric Moore now, so.
I would like to add that the salary he was offered was extremely high. So I'm happy for him, but there was no way we could compete. We couldn't come close. So yay for him.
All right, call for the vote.
Heigl?
Yes.
Chineberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
Perfect. So in January, well, I guess it was, in January, I asked you to approve it for a March start date for Eric Moore to join us in code compliance administrative specialist role, working in concert with Adam and myself and the whole administration group. So it just made sense to me, and I hope you all agree that since Adam's going, Eric's knowledge and his knowledge of the township, we would move Eric into the zoning director role, let him go at it, and he has been for the last 2 weeks with Adam, kind of picking up, learning everything. But I'd like to see us go ahead and promote Eric and raise his rate to the $25 an hour from the $20 an hour.
I will move to approve the promotion of Eric Moore to zoning director effective Monday, March 17th, 2025, at a rate of $25 per hour.
Second.
Any discussion?
Look forward to working with you.
Call for the vote.
Heigl? Yes. Chineberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
And then lastly, I had an opportunity to meet a young man that was very interested in the code compliance position. Education made sense. He understands the value of working in local government, and we were able to come together on the salary and everything made sense for him. So I would ask that you pass resolution 202513 allowing me to hire Jeff Tudorow as a code compliance / administrative specialist at a rate of $20 an hour starting tomorrow, the 13th of March. The reason I want to go ahead and start him is I can onboard him in the morning, and I can turn him loose with Adam and Eric for the next 48 hours, the next 2 business days, and at least get some of that stuff going with him.
This is still part-time, right?
What's that?
Still a part-time position?
It's full-time, same as Eric was. Yep. It'd just be backfilling Eric.
Well, I will move to hire Jeff Tudor as code compliance / administrative specialist at a rate of $20 per hour and a start date of Thursday, March 13th, 2025.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, we'll make it seamless.
Heigl?
Yes.
Chineberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
I believe that's all I have, unless you folks have something for me.
Okay, on to maintenance, buildings and grounds and parks and cemetery, Mr. Newman.
I have nothing for this video.
Okay, on to the police department, Chief Belford.
Well, with all of these moves, going back to Detective Moore retiring from the police department, that created a vacancy for a part-time detective. I presented to the board the background investigation on retired Detective Bruce Beard from the Columbus Police Department, and I would request that the board authorize me to make a conditional offer of employment as part-time detective to Bruce Beard, contingent upon him passing the rest of his psychological, do a preliminary, we do one after post-offer and a post-offer or medical examination. So
Okay.
contingent upon him passing those, you'd authorize me to hire him as part-time detective.
Okay, well, I will move to offer the part-time position, a part-time detective position to Bruce Beard as presented by Chief Belford.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Call for the vote.
Heickel?
Yes.
Chineberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
Anything else, Chief?
Thank you for that. On Monday, we had some shots fired in the township, just in the afternoon. A lot of people heard those shots, called them in. We responded to the scene and found a pile of shell casings. It sparked a lively discussion on social media about people saying, well, I heard gunshots, and people responding, well, everybody thinks there's gunshots, and it could have been a vehicle backfiring, and another person says, I heard a vehicle backfiring. Somebody else suggested it could be a roofer with a nail gun. While all those things are true, I got on social media to remind everyone that we do want to encourage people to call us every time they hear anything that sounds like it could be a gunshot. We will always respond, and we will always try to see what we can find out. If nothing else, like in this case, we found a pile of shell casings where the gun was fired. And I want people to understand that because we have access to the NIBIN system, the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, that these shell casings are like DNA or fingerprints. And we've been submitting shell casings we found and guns we found, and so have many of the other police departments around Central Ohio, and we are solving all kinds of crimes. So we haven't gotten any results back from this pile of shell casings, but previous ones back in February, we get contacted, we get a hit from Dublin Police, that gun was stolen from there. Another one from Columbus Police, that gun was used in a crime there. The information that allows all of us to put together to trace these guns and put these guns in the hands of people, sometimes prosecution and the recovery of more firearms. So we're getting firearms off the street, and we would rather, as I always said, respond to 100 calls that turn out to be nothing than miss the one call where something really was going on. So we want to make sure people know you're never bothering us. If you think it sounds like gunshots, please call it in and we'll go check it out. Maybe it's a roofer with a nail gun. Maybe it's a truck backfiring, but let's at least get into the neighborhood close to where it's happening and try to find it.
Thank you. Let's go on to the fire department. Chief Miller.
Talking a lot of hiring, we also hired a new full-time firefighter last week. His name is Robert Romunis. He's assigned to the 3 unit at Station 111. So we're getting a lot of lateral transfers into our fire division. So he's coming to us from Marysville. So I'd like to welcome him. So that's all I got.
Okay, does anybody have any other announcements? I don't see anything else for the business of the township. Okay, our next regular trustee meeting is March 26th at 6:30. And I will move to adjourn this
6:52.
this meeting at 6:52.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, this meeting is adjourned. Oh, call for the vote, sorry.
Heickel? Yes. Chineberry?
Yes, Siamaco?
Yes.
This meeting is adjourned.